Baptist de La Salle was a man of faith, desiring always to do the will of God. It was in his relationships with others and a gospel reading of the events in his life that he discovered God's will for his vocation. His vocation was an exodus in reverse, from the world of the bourgeoisie to the world of the poor. So the poor, through a human and Christian education, could traverse their own exodus from a life of poverty to one of human dignity and promise of a better life. His lifelong discernment of God's will led him, together with a group of young men, to establish schools for poor boys. Faith carried him through the many challenges and obstacles he faced, both within the church and in society. As we celebrate De La Salle's entry into eternal life, we look at the fruits of his labor all around the world today. If you look closely, you can see his presence even now. You see him in both students and teachers who sacrifice for education. He exists in the determination of an impoverished child's attempt to change his life. You see him in the efforts of young volunteers teaching catechism to poor communities. You see him even in the revolutionary way teachers approach education in the 21st century. And you can find him beyond borders, teaching the abandoned and the marginalized. Yes, after 300 years, St. La Salle continues to teach minds, to touch hearts, and to transform lives.
I'm at a university where we grant college degrees or bachelor's degrees. We hear a lot about, is there value in that? But then all the research says, of course there is. If a person wants to move forward in life, that will, not in all cases, but in many cases, put them a step forward. So I think what we do is move through all the ignorance in all of our schools. Conquering ignorance is probably one of the greatest gifts we can offer.
So we just keep using this kind of research?
I'm Brother Pat Conway. I'm a professor in interdisciplinary studies, and I'm full-time teaching. I've seen students break through some of the walls that are preventing them from moving forward, overcoming obstacles and challenges.
Did he target poor children?
And that I feel is a real blessing, and it's a privilege to journey with young people, to help them navigate through some of the turmoil in their lives, or to navigate through some academic subject, and to become a success. And I'm old enough and been around long enough to see students do very well. And we attribute it to, again, I think, that whole philosophy of De La Salle and the mission.
So the First Generation Initiative program is for students entering college who are the first generation in their families to go to college. So their parents have not attended college before. And it's intended to provide financial support, academic support, social and cultural support as well to students. My name is Alyssa Maxey, and I've been here at St. Mary's with the First Generation Initiative for the past 3 years. When it started in 2011, I think we had our first class come to St. Mary's. It was a very small group of people that received the scholarship and provided support. So I'd say FGI was about 15 students. It's really meant to create a family and a sense of community here at St. Mary's. Students are coming from Chicago, Tucson, Arizona, Montana, and they're coming far away from their families. And so we're here to provide a support network for them and be their family away from home so that they have a place that they feel comfortable in, and then hopefully they're going out to the rest of the university and becoming leaders in their clubs and sports and other activities.
And we're going to start talking about the different categories of drugs and talking about different characteristics of drugs.
My name is Raekwon Livingston. I am 20 years old. I am a sophomore here at St. Mary's University, and my major is criminal justice with a psychology minor. My mom, she was always saying, like, son, you have to continue your education. You have to go further than just high school. You know, there's a lot out there for you to just go out and grab. She would always tell me, like, the sky is the limit. Just reach out and reach out for the stars. Without my family, I don't think I would go to college. Like, they've been a big help. They've been a big support, you know. This is like the same with FGI. Like, if I need someone to talk to, I know I can run to my family. Like, back home in Chicago, like, there's a lot of violence going on. There's a lot of, like, kids on the street, you know, doing drugs at the age of 11, like, holding guns at the age of 11. And then, you know, reality hits you. So I just want to be able to give them something so they can be able to do and, like, be able to provide for those families who can't, like, help themselves out that much. I want to put that spark back in, like, children's eyes and put that light back in their heart that they can do it. Like, they can become what they want to be. Just never say you can't, because you always can. No matter, like, where you come from, you can always achieve your goal if you, like, really stick to it and put your mind to it and don't let others tell you can't do it.
So clearly De La Salle's target population were the young people on the margins, the young people that had no opportunities. And that, I think, goes to the core of who De La Salle was and what he stood for. So to see these young men and women come in and to see all that they've been able to acquire, and again, what we learn from them. You know, it's a two-way street. We're able to hopefully give them the skills to go out and have a career and make a difference in the world, but they teach us an awful lot about our world and how we live.
His story echoes in all of us who are committed to education. Today, as we look at the results of the movement he and the First Brothers launched all those years ago, we find glimpses of his life and ours. We discover that we are Lasallians with one heart, one commitment, and one life.
There was a man in France who dreamed a way to teach, who left his life behind and followed Jesus' sprint. Within the Negro world of freedom and poverty, he spread a seed of hope, he lit a light of peace.
Une fraternité continue la mission de le guide avec la foi et aide ceux qui souffrent. Avec celle-ci j'enseigne, les rameaux gagnent le cœur et dans raison de croire, tu peux changer la vie. We share one heart, one commitment, one life to live with all the rest. One love, one life, one commitment, living our hearts forever. We share one heart, one commitment, one life to live with all the rest. One love, one life, one commitment, living our hearts forever.
We share one heart, one commitment, one life to live.